Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today we have got two games for you, Southampton away from home and then Brentford away from home as well. As we enter January 2031, hopefully we'll have some new signings coming up over the January transfer window to bolster our defence. I think we're going to need it, to be fair. Results have been okay in between episodes, but I mean, far from ideal, I suppose. But I say that. They've not been as good, obviously, as our opening first few weeks of the season. But when you consider that we are still 11th in the table, they are really good results. So I suppose, first of all, we'll take you through that. Before we do that, though, I just need to say thank you very much. On Thursday morning, we hit 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you ever so much for all your support and everything like that on the channel. I think in yesterday's video, I showed you got to 9,500, but obviously I recorded that a few days ago, and obviously it was overnight, Thursday morning, that we got the 10,000 mark, which is pretty cool. So thank you ever so much for that. Obviously, the t-shirts should be off sale, but considering we got to 10,000 so quickly, I'm keeping the t-shirts on sale for another week. So you've got a week to grab yourself a TomFM 10k t-shirt if you want one. Links in the description or on screen now if you want to check something out like that. More importantly though, on Thursday afternoon, when I'm recording this actually, Thursday afternoon, we broke through 10,120. Now that's a very significant number because that is the number of people that can fit into Bank Stadium, which is the home of Lincoln City, which is the team I support. So if every single one of us, all my subscribers, if we all got together, met in one place, i.e. Bank Stadium, we could fill Lincoln City Stadium and some people would have to wait outside the stadium, which I think is pretty mental. So, I mean, that's absolutely crazy that there's more people subscribed to my channel than can fit into Bank, the home of Lincoln City. Like, that blows my mind a little bit as well. So, thank you very much for that. That's the more significant number for me. Not 10,000, 10,120. So, there we go. Anyway, getting on with today's episode, let's go through the results since you were last here, and it's not been bad. You were last here, of course, for the draw to Peterborough and the loss to Nottingham Forest, which we should have won both games, really. It was quite frustrating. After that, we played 24th in the table, Burton Albion, and only just got the 3-2 win there. Lee Phillip, Gary Langley and Adam Pardo scoring in the 90th minute secured the win for us. They scored in the 93rd minute and left me on the edge of my seat for a little bit because we had 5 minutes valid time, so they could have grabbed another one, but we managed to hold on and secure a 3-2 win there, which was really, really good. We then played 23rd place Preston North End and beat them 2-1. Another 90th minute goal for us, sealing the victory. Mark Hunter scored in the 90th minute. Adam Pardo scored in the 32nd minute, so good stuff for him as well. After those 2 wins, though, we haven't won a game for 4 matches in a row. 3 draws in a row, a 0-0 with Sheffield United, a 1-1 with Swansea where Stan Porter scored the goal for us, another 0-0 with Hull, and then last time out we lost 3-2 to Cardiff. Adrian Simpson with the own goal very early on. That was a deal breaker in that game, unfortunately. Personally, I think a draw would have been the correct result, but, you know, sometimes you win things, sometimes you lose things. And of course, we beat Cardiff 3-0 on the first day of the season, which we can't complain about because that was a superb victory. So they got their own back at our place this time. Today, though, we are taking on Southampton, who are top of the table, so that's going to be a very tough game, and then Brentford in 23rd. So 2 very different teams in today's episode. As previously mentioned, we are 11th in the table, which is very respectable, I think, considering it's our first season in the Championship, and really, we should be 24th, I've got to say, considering that Burton were a better side than us last season in League One, and they're currently bottom of the table by quite some distance. I think we've made rapid improvements. Southampton, though, top of the table by 6 points. They're looking to go straight back up at the first time of asking after getting relegated last season. So I don't think we'll do particularly against them, but hopefully against Brentford, we'll grab a victory. Now, it's come to that time of the season where I'm being told that players are coming towards the end of their contracts. We've got quite a few up for renewal at the end of the season. Most notably, Gabriel Tiriac, who's actually got 3 bids on the table for him at the moment. They are from, if we load up again, some Romanian sides, because of course he's Romanian himself. We are going to reject all of them though, because we're not going to sell him. Instead, we are going to offer him a new contract. He wants £5,000 per week, which is an awful lot of money, considering he's on 1.8k right now. We'll get rid of his top division wage rise, because I don't want to do that. Unused substitute fee is also going to go. Appearance fee down to £850. Goal bonus 500. Clean sheet 650, and we need to get this wage down to about 4k. Let's go for 3.5 to start off with. Suggest those terms. He's kind of accepted the bonus things. We'll go down to 900, down to 700, but 500 is okay there. Let's take it down to 3.8k, and again he's slowly starting to come down a little bit with his demands. We'll leave that. Was that 700 before? It was at 700. We'll leave that at 700. 700, 900, 3.9k. He's agreed on the bonuses. We just need to get this salary down. That's kind of what I want to do. 4.2k. He accepts 4.2k. It's a big wage rise for him, but at least it's £1,000 less than what he was asking for already. So Turek's been offered a new contract. We'll probably offer new ones to Hunter. And we'll probably offer new ones to Carl Smith, McClement obviously, and then we've got a few youth players down here who probably should have a new contract because they've got lots of potential, so that's probably worth doing as well. Players like Butler, Coates, they're probably going to go at the end of the season, so say goodbye to them already. This then is the lineup for today's game against Southampton, and I think it's probably the strongest lineup that we actually have. All the players are fit. Donker does need a rest. He's a bit low on condition, as is Alan Ball, actually, to be fair. But we have to play them because we have to put the best team out possible against Southampton. So McClement stays in goal, as per usual, with a backline of Simpson, Hunter, Smith and Prince. Donker, Burton and Bell just ahead of them in that midfield, with Turiak on the left, Langley on the right and Phillip starting up front for us today. So hopefully it won't be too embarrassing today against Southampton. I think they will beat us, but hopefully will have a respectable result. So the kickoff is upon us here today, and Southampton had the first chance of the game only 2 minutes into it, which is a little bit worrying, as Varga comes forward but puts a shot well wide. That's all right. I do think Southampton are far and away the best side in the division. They beat us earlier on in the season at the very start of it. They beat us then. I think they were the only team actually in the first 5, 6, 7, 8 games or so to actually beat us. So that was pretty good for us. They do have another chance now, 20 minutes into the game, to come forward as they play it around the back and into the midfield as Varga once again gets himself on the ball. Just gets away from a challenge then. Southampton still with a chance to come forward as their left back can put the cross in, and it is turned in the back of a net, unfortunately. As I said, Southampton are probably going to beat us, but actually looking at the stats, obviously the main stat is the scoreline, which they're ahead in, but the other stats, we're actually heading at the moment. We've got more shots, more possession and things like that, so perhaps we can turn this around as they do get the cross in, and to be fair, it is turned in quite nicely. Really, who's that there? Hunter should have done a lot better in that situation, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, we've gone 1-0 down. It is quite frustrating because we are pulling away in the stats, to be fair. We're having more shots, more possession, everything. But we just can't seem to get highlights going for us, unfortunately. So as we approach half-time, we can take confidence from the stats that we are probably the better side actually out there. But obviously, the scoreline reflects other things. This better not turn out like last episode where we dominated both games but only managed to pick up 1 point out of a possible 6. That was really frustrating. Looks like Southampton are trying to come forward again. I think Donker's just been sent off. Now, that was a straight red card. I'm not quite sure what it was for, but he's going to be missing the next 3 games in a row then, which is a massive issue for us, especially because we rely on having that centre defensive midfielder. We haven't really got anyone else. Hunter can play there, but not really massively effectively. So we might have to think about formations, perhaps. We might move into the attacking midfielder for the next game against Brentford. That might be an option to get Tyler Monk back on the pitch. But Southampton really trying to make the most of the 10-men situation now. Prince just gives the ball away cheaply there, and they've nearly scored a goal. Their striker not quite on form there as he puts the ball over the bar. We've got 10 minutes left, and there's not really much we can do out there, to be fair. We've just got to hope for the best, but we do need to make some substitutes because players will be looking tired for the next game, because obviously it's New Year, so the next game's coming up pretty quickly. So Bell's going to come off for a little bit of a rest, and then Simpson should probably come off. We'll bring Michael Thomas on for Simpson, give Simpson a little rest for the end of the game. Thomas can have a go at left back, and Southampton put the ball just wide. So we've got 10 minutes to go. Potentially, we could grab an equaliser, but I don't think it's going to be likely, unfortunately. And as the clock ticks down, with only 2 minutes left on the clock, 30 seconds left now of added time. Unless Turiak can get the ball up very quickly and we do something, but he loses possession, and Southampton, all they have to do now for 20 seconds is just keep hold of the ball, and they'll have won this game. To be fair, since the man got sent off, Southampton have absolutely dominated this game. So I think overall, it probably is a fair reflection, this result, I've got to say. I think they probably did deserve the win, but they only started to get ahead of us in the stats when we went down to 10 men. So perhaps if we had kept Donker on the pitch, we might have got something out of this game. But unfortunately, a 1-0 loss to Southampton, as we'd sort of expected, to be fair. They're top of the table for a reason. They've got really top quality players. We've now got 2 days off before the Brentford game, so I think immediately I need to rest these players to try and get some fitness back into them a little bit. So Donker was sent off for a bad tackle. Referee's decision probably justified, so we won't try and appeal it. Instead, we will issue a warning to him out there. Hopefully he accepts that warning. That's fine. And that's now 5 games in a row without winning, which actually we had last episode as well. We had 5 games in a row without winning. Then we won the 2 against Burton and Preston, and then we've not won for 5 in a row again. So we need to sort that bit of form out because it can quickly turn into a bad bit of form, and that could really plummet us down the table a little bit. We're still well on target, of course, to get 50 points this season. We're currently on 35. We need 15 more points from the rest of the season to probably secure safety with 50 points. So I'm not worried about that at all, but I don't want to fall into bits of form where we just can't win games. Oh, we've got an option now to change our season expectations. Obviously, I think at the moment it's battle bravely against relegation, but considering that we're not looking like we're going to go down, we can change his expectations to either attempt to avoid relegation, or avoid a relegation battle. To be fair, there's not much of a difference between avoid relegation and avoid a relegation battle. There's only like £1,000 in the wage budget and only like £100,000 in the transfer budget. So I think we're going to move it to avoid relegation. That way we can have a bigger wage budget, because currently we've already got £75,000 and then we've got £82,000 then. That means we can probably offer some nicer contracts to players that we want to keep and retain. And actually, it then gives us a bit more leeway when we come to trying to get players to sign contracts with a month or so to go. Because before their contracts finish, we can offer them a contract before their actual contracts finish. They can sign for us straight away. It often goes off the old wage budget. And sometimes I've maxed out that wage budget and I can't offer them any decent contracts and they go elsewhere. So having that buffer zone there will help us come to the end of the season when I offer contracts to other players looking to join the club for next season. Right then, Brentford. Donker has got to come off the pitch, obviously. And I think we are going to try out the attacking midfielder. Tyler Monk's going to come on. He's not played for a long time, to be fair. And he's been getting very aggy at me because he's not been playing. So he's got to get his time to shine now in that attacking midfielder position. Instead, we're going to bring on maybe Mel Goff, actually, to come into that substitute position. Who else is looking tired out there? I mean, most of them are. Langley's looking... To be fair, it's not too bad, actually. If I'm being honest with ourselves here, maybe we keep it as it is. Because we played pretty well last game. I think we might swap Philip and Pardo, because Philip, again, been a bit ineffective, and Pardo has scored a few goals in between episodes. So we'll swap those two around. But other than that, that's the lineup. Let's go for it. So travelling down to Brentford today is Lincoln United, hoping for a win against Brentford, who are 23rd in the table. I've got all this screen real estate now, but this won't go any further down. Like, that's the biggest the table goes, and it's quite frustrating because I'd like to see all 24 teams in it. But it only goes down to 22. Then you have to scroll, which is really frustrating. I don't like that. You think there would be, because you've got a big screen resolution, you can make it as big as you want, but apparently not. Looks like Tyler Monk's picked up a knock, though, pretty early on. He went down to 66% condition, but is starting to build it back up again. So maybe he's not too bad. He looks like he wants to come off, apparently. He wants to come off the pitch. Looks like it could be a bruised ankle. Well, clearly, you want game time. I'm going to leave him on for now, all right? Call me a mentalist for leaving an injured player on the pitch, but it's not that bad, is it? We've not got the orange injury sign there. His condition is improving, so I don't think we need to take him off. Also, we've got no one else to go in that position or a CDM position, so it's kind of like, what do we do at that stage? So a very, very bland first half. Nothing going on at all. We've had the 7 shots to their 3 shots, so down to stats, we should be winning this game, and hopefully we will win it come the end of the game, but we need to start scoring some goals. We might actually take Monk off and bring Philip on as a second striker. That might be something we look to do in the second half. See, look, I'm trying to move this down, but it's just not working. It wouldn't let me do it, would it? If I'm honest, I was hoping for a big win today because I wanted us to get some goal difference. Again, we already got the +3 goal difference. It's not brilliant, I've got to say. I'd like better ones, but as we are looking to come forward, Langley on the ball right now, gets it out to Prince. We've got 3 players there waiting for it. Burton now on the ball, cuts inside, in the area, shoots straight at the goalkeeper though, and it is cleared. I think we are going to take Monk off the pitch, actually. His condition is not getting any better. We're going to bring Philip on as a second striker. Now, what does Pardo actually like to do? He likes being advanced forward, nothing else really. Philip can be a pressing forward. We'll make him a false 9, all right? Let's make Philip a false 9, see what that does out there. That might change something out there for us. Lee Philip really impressed me in those first 5 games of the season, first 10 games of the season or so. Since then, he's really not been that effective. I convinced myself he was going to score 20 goals this season, but currently he sits on 8, and we're over halfway through the season, and 6 of those, or 5 of those, came in the first 6 games. So he needs to get his act together. We need to get goals from somewhere, because otherwise we will start to slip down the table. These kind of games where we're dominating proceedings, but obviously can't seem to get the goal, we need to have a good striker on the pitch. And I thought it was going to be Philip, but maybe it's the system. Maybe it's because I don't know. It could be the system, as Pardo can't score the goal either. Obviously, we've played this system for quite a few seasons now, and we've had striker issues for quite a few seasons. So maybe it's the system that's not working rather than the actual striker. Maybe I need to look at the system instead. I don't know, but it's something to think about. More changes need to be made. Bell is looking tired again, so we're going to bring Porter on, but make him a Carolero instead. dead, just 'cause I think he prefers that a little bit more than a ball-winning midfielder. Langley's looking tired, but we haven't got anyone to bring on for him, unfortunately. So I think we'll leave it like that for now. Right, we've got 5 minutes to go. We're going to go get creative. We need to go very attacking out there. We need to grab something out of this game. We can't not win this game. Look at the stats. 15 shots to 4 shots. 66% possession. 7 shots on target to 0 shots on target. And yet, with 40 seconds left on the clock, I don't think we're going to do it. I don't know what's happened, because at the start of the season, we were very clinical. And we've sort of dropped off a little bit recently. Today is another one of those episodes that we should have won both games, I think. I mean, apart from the red card actions game against Southampton, that sort of ruined it for us. But we really should have won this game against Brentford. And yet, we've lost it. We've bloody lost it. I think results have been really unjust in the past 2 episodes. From the stats, in my opinion, we should have picked up 9, 10 points out of a possible 12 from the past 2 episodes, and yet we've only come out with 1. It's ridiculous. If we were 9 points better off as well, we'd be well in the playoffs as well. So it's a frustrating one, but that is football, I suppose. And I don't know, we've let that one slip. That's really frustrating. And it does mean we've now lost 3 games in a row, not 1 for 6. It's a difficult bit of form to get out of. Once you're in that kind of form, it's very difficult to get out of. We've got some tough games against Reading, QPR and Bristol City coming up in the next few games as well, which is difficult. We've got Rochdale, though, first in the FA Cup 3rd round. So we're only in the FA Cup 3rd round for the 2nd ever time. Obviously, we qualified for it last season and played Tottenham. That was really good for the money that was. But we've only ever got to the 3rd round before once. We're only in the 3rd round this season because Championships join in the 3rd round. So we're here by default. Rochdale, where are they, in League 1 or League 2? League 2. So I reckon we should get a win against them, although saying that, we did lose to Wrexham in the Carabao Cup, so let's not rely on it too much. The next Lincoln Loco episode is going to be on Monday then, and we're going to play it against Leeds and Crystal Palace. Leeds, I don't think we can avoid playing. We've got to play them at some point, obviously, because it's Leeds United. A lot of Leeds United fans in the country and probably watch my videos, so I think they'll be excited to see that. So Leeds and Crystal Palace coming up next episode, hopefully decent results against them. Hopefully those results will be better than the results we had today, because it was a bit disappointing today. But if you have enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.